Hello, everybody. I hope you all are having a beautiful day. My hair is getting mad long, yo. Soft too, but that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about America's hidden agenda, and I want to talk about the selective cognitive dissonance and the institutional racism, and why America is about to predominantly meet its downfall if it continues down a conservative path. And the reason I say that is because I know a lot of people, when they see America, they're given a lot of pretty images and they think this place is all sunshine and flowers. But that's a complete lie. This place has been terrible for a lot of people. And people don't see that until they come here. And a lot of people go back to their home countries if it's not one of those places where they get killed if they go back. And so the reason I brought this up is because this governor in Utah is taking a lot of heat, but the person who he's taking heat from, or the people he's taking heat from, are other Caucasian men. Well, you might be confused at that. All this American, a lot of this politics might confuse you. So let me make it a little bit more clear. You might wonder why sometimes you see racists fighting other racists, or you might be confused as to why you see African Americans sometimes being so hard on certain people, and you'll be like, but they look like they're being friendly, or they look like let me help you understand. The problem with a lot of people is that they're doing something called they're being passive aggressive and they're being sarcastic. A lot of times what you'll say is you'll look at somebody and be like, they're not sarcastic, they're sincere. But I'm going to give you a scenario real quick and I'm going to help you understand. Let's say as a child, all your life, every time you came home, different Caucasian men came to your house. And those different Caucasian men, when they came to your house, they beat the living shit out of your mom, right? And it terrified you. But every time an African American man came to your house, he was super sweet and loving to your mom and gave you candy and money and all types of stuff and treated you the best. As you grow up, you would develop an instinctual fear for white men after seeing that. And you would gain an instinctual trust for African men or African American men. How does this all tie together? The reason why I bring this up is because in America, a lot of people are afraid of African Americans. They're putting off an image about us, a story about us, a narrative. You guys are asking this in this day and age, why are we always seeing the police kill a black person and blah, 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 and they're politicizing it. But before this, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s and well before that, but I'm talking about closer to my age, you'll notice that it's been black APB, black criminal, black, 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 gun, gang, gang, drugs, black, black, black. Well, another thing that you'll notice is a lot of times you'll see people out in the public in the past, you'll see them, we love everybody. And they'll use different language to play around racism with the laws and the infrastructure and all that stuff. You guys know what I'm talking about. Instead of saying, get out of my neighborhood, you're not welcome here, we'll create a pay gap and then make it impossible for certain people to be here. As I've told you all, that same spirit has come back around, and us being the minority of the population, when there is detriment or when the economy crashes, now everybody else is brought down to our level. Why aren't black people being affected? Why aren't black farmers? Why don't black? Why aren't the blacks speaking out? You guys are not paying attention to what we're telling you. This isn't any different from us. At least once every few months, I had to live with candles, even with us having public aid, because my dad was constantly looking for work and they treated him like trash. Why does this all tie into what I'm telling you all on this camera right now? America, best bet, back in the day, was hiding its racism. and I'm going to explain to you why. No, I don't think people should hide who they are. I'm explaining to you all in real time with political science what happened and what is happening. China just pulled all their beans and soybeans and all that other stuff. Trump just created tariffs, so everything that comes in from everywhere else is more expensive. A whole bunch of countries just pulled out from exporting and importing with us. The reason why America is so big and popular and why the dollar is centralized is because of America. Look, Coca-Cola's, cheeseburgers, McDonald's, they love everybody. You come here and what do all immigrants say? I heard black people were lazy. We want to come here and get a new opportunity. Everybody can make it in America. Now you all see in real time what we were talking about. Now, because of Trump and boldness, because I don't know how to, okay. There was a time where there was so much guilt to where people, and there was so much fire with the civil rights movement that the world was actually changing. Because of people losing certain types of privileges and powers, in the dark, they were creating narratives and movements and waves to try to combat this. You will probably ask yourself why so many different places like America and Ukraine took Nazis in after World War II. Because what Hitler did was he took something secretive and supposed to be on the low and supposed to happen over time, and he snapped, I want them dead now type shit. If I'm lying, do history in America. Outside of slavery and all that, when it all ended, loitering, right? Trespassing, right? The Tuskegee experiments, all the towns being burned down, the lie about the food pyramids and medical science, Planned Parenthood, the lady's father or stepfather, whoever it was a Nazi. So was the people at IBM who America took in. Everything and the continual things that I learned that they tried to do, the Operation Paperclip, Operation Contra with the drugs. After everything I have steadily learned over and over, they have never had our best interests, but it's been on the low. Destroy them on the low type shit. Having kids run around, America, America, lovely, lovely. But deep down in these secret churches and meetings, wanting to annihilate people, enslave people. So what's the difference? And why is this leading to America's downfall? The American dollar is amazing. It's wanted all over the world because of America. But why does the rest of the world love a country that wants them all out and essentially dead amongst a lot of its citizens? Because they don't know. They make pretty movies. They make pretty history books. They make pretty look at who's the freedom fighters? Mr. Rogers. Who's the famous one now? Miss Rachel. I love her, but Miss Rachel. It's a continual image. And then whenever I hear people in this day, and this is how ingrained it is between Jesus, look, the long blonde haired, blue-eyed God. It's so ingrained that whenever people see an African or a person of color or an African American something play in a movie, they lose their minds. In their world, they're egocentric. It has to be them. And what they fail to realize is that now that this is out in the open, the dollar's about to be destroyed. Country's about to pull out. People can't go to certain vacation spots in other countries anymore. Mexico is kicking a whole bunch of Americans out. Where do these Americans and Europeans go when they go to vacations? The Caribbeans, Hawaii, Saudi Arabia. They talk about it all the time. The more you separate and hate, this is what they want their freedoms to be. We were powerful, we conquered, we went and found slaves. Everybody else in history did it. Why can't we? But they don't understand that the continual intelligence of humanity is not going to allow that shit anymore. And it's going to continue to grow. Freedom and equality. What you guys do with the freedom of speech thing, talk about you can say whatever you want and say the most vile shit. It takes a hurt, sick person. When I say demons and Satan, I'm not talking about that magic shit. I'm talking about people who went fucking through it and now are on the dark side like fucking Anakin. Instead of controlling themselves and wanting to learn and understand and open their minds. I've said this over and over. Europe was not conservatively anti-gay. They were a homosexual civilization and they adopted Sharia from Islam. Your Great Replacement, the person who created that was a gay French dude. Even America was backbucking. I've said it over and over. Slaves and stuff. And so this deep seed of self-hatred, hating other people, the more that the media in the world see this, the more America's going to be destroyed. The Great Awakening has happened. People be like, why are these people getting in the media and saying they want these people dead and them dead, and they don't give a fuck about this and that, but then want their feelings respected? And now the government's saying they're going after the freedom of speech, and freedom of speech and hate speech are two different things. Y'all are Democrats now? What? I told y'all humans are the same, and once they get in their position, they're going to want their freedom and their equality. John Core Bush was right. It's all an act. Even when I see certain African Americans get up there talking about all whites, y'all are doing the same fucking thing. And to be an intelligent teacher, you have to discern and teach people righteously that it is about the character in a person's heart. Some people have been traumatized and they don't play that black, white, and all purple and shit, and they ready to be free. But the only example I could give to y'all to help you understand what it truly means to be sarcastic and passive-aggressive at the wrong time, it's so sad. I love the blacks. What's up, my guy? You like rap? Are you cool with that? Y'all say it. Can I say it? As when people start, I'll give you an example. Netanyahu said he loved Charlie Kirk, and so did Ben Shapiro and all them, and they are on his side. But they have a website for the anti-Semite of the week. And do you know Miss Rachel was on there for saying stop killing Gazan kids? But y'all like Charlie Kirk and freedom of speech? No, you don't. You hate when people speak about the Judaish community. But they're not. They're talking about that Zionist psychopath religion shit. Many of Jewish people in synagogues get tore off for no fucking reason. The most attacked people outside of Africans, and it's sickening. And the homosexual community. It's sickening what y'all do to other humans. Y'all don't like Arabs because of a gay Frenchman named Claude something that wrote the Great Replacement Theory. He was marching at LBG marches because Europe is pro. They have brothels and hospitals. They're pro. I don't know how to keep saying this. Historically, they were. Greece, Rome, Europe, America. How America? Then the Arabs y'all hate, y'all mix and match and divide yourselves and be like, oh, half of us are going to adopt Sharia but hate Muslims. Half of us are going to love homosexuality but hate Christian. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It's all hate. And the moment I listened to my stepdaughter that day, she called me a bigot because I was talking about them transsexuals on TV. And I really listened. That's when I woke up. It ain't my job to fucking disrespect people in life. It's my job to make people's lives easier, to help save lives. So, America is being exposed because they can't control their mouths right now. I told you I am who I am. I have simply asked for a system reset, if you will, and I am showing in real time through video blogs who I am and who you all are. It did not say let me, who I am, make mankind. It said let us. We are the gods. Greater things will do. Don't cling to my robe, cling to the Father. Who's the Father? I am. If you hear me say that and see my flesh, then you still need to wake up some more. You're still groggy. Who is Yehohanan? Who is John the Baptist? And how did they steal his words to create a mega beast of religion amongst all the sects until what it is today? Until Jewish people are saying praise God. Gudon Guthis from Germanic paganism. Or Hashem from the Arabic community. I'm sorry, from the Polish. You are a fucking human. Humans are not fucking dogs and dirt and evil. None of us are. And as soon as we stop accepting that programming, we can be the gods and the angels we were meant to be. Disclaimer. Don't listen to my words and start being a physician, someone who takes things physically, a doctor, and start laying hands and doing all that crazy shit. I don't play with none of that shit. I don't sell holy water on TV and then go and have psychologists put those people in mental institutions after beating them to read Bibles. I'm telling you, mankind has some twisted logic and their elites are doing some twisted things. So once I am who I am makes sense, but I am pure and loving, love who I am with all my heart and soul, and others the same, then we'll be okay. When we stop looking at each other like we are evil continually, and like this is our home and not fucking hell, then humanity will start to be okay. Right, left, purple, all them rich people, a lot of them was racist. America was racist. Some of them pretend and be like, oh, we love them. Some of them are flat out in the open, and I'm glad they are now so that it can be exposed and y'all can see what we was talking about. And some of them have twisted limbs fighting to help us keep us alive. A numerous amount of do you know what the Underground Railroad is? Harriet Tubman, Harriet Tubman. It was a chain of Caucasian homes that would leave their lights on and harbor African Americans and keep them safe. Just like the what? When they was hiding Jewish people. They don't talk about our history, but now they will. They wasn't in the open before, but now they are. So now we can combat and battle righteously versus going, oh, they're not like that. They're not all the same. No, we know what the fuck is happening. So I am not a radicalist. I do not go pick up weapons and harm people. I am not anxiety and vanity. I am not the world's teachings. I do not advocate anybody hurt themselves or others, or try to act like they're Neo from the Matrix and start or acting like they're that old Superman that lost his mind, right? He jumped off that roof. No, I don't advocate for none of that shit. I am very scientifically sound, but also spiritually sound. So, let's come together and grow and love each other.